This is Joanne. Welcome back to my channel. Just in case, I just figured I'd give everybody an update. I changed the name of the channel from Weed Popping Time because weed was a protected word, or a restricted word. That's the right word. And I was worried that people weren't going to find me. So I have, if you don't know, I'm Joanne. I have 67 raised beds in my garden. So I have over 60 beds. I am 58 years old currently. I hurt my hand. I haven't posted like I normally do. I'm going to post this one as kind of an interim post. I will do a garden tour shortly again. I usually do a garden tour on the 8th of the month this year, just to show you what's going on. But I used to call it Weed Popping Time because I like to pull weeds. I know so many people don't like to pull them, but I actually do like to pull weeds. I have works in progress that I'm still working on. We have a little monarch thing going here. We've released 2. We've managed to get 2 to come up to chrysalis and be released. Now we've got 2 chrysalis left and 1, maybe 2, caterpillars. So there's no more landing, so I've decided to cover the area. The update that I'm giving you is one for the name. I know it says gardening over 60. I'm not yet 60, but please apologize. I am 58. I'm getting close. So, and I've had trouble getting things done in the garden. Recently, I hurt my hand. We went camping. I had posted videos to take me through camping, and then I had some technical difficulties with my phone. So I have to go through this extra step to get videos off my phone onto my computer so that I can edit them and post them. So it's been a challenge. I'm figuring this out. One of the things that I like to do with the channel that I think I've been doing all along is kind of giving inspiration to new gardeners. You know, everybody's technical out there. There's some really great technical channels. And I think my niche is more of a don't give up kind of attitude. Don't worry, you'll get through this. Some days your garden will look icky. It looks like this is dying, but this is normal. This is normal dieback. Okay, don't worry. There's even weeds in here. There's a weed. Your garden's not going to look beautiful. You're going to get things like this tomato here that the stem broke off, and I planted it in the ground. You're going to get things like blight. It's going to happen. But you know what, though? Despite all that, I still got a tomato. Now, this one's just blushing, but that's okay. Just read that there was a new study that said that the flavor is the same as vine ripened, so it's a nutrition, but the texture isn't as soft. So sometimes people eat with texture. So I'm going to let this get a little redder. That too, and I make sauce with these, even the cherries. And that's what I'm going to do. So, but don't give up. Look at this. See this big, giant canopy here? Those are green beans. Well, purple beans, green beans, lima beans. You name it. I think if you can see through the darkness of the shade of this, there's just nothing but beans hanging here. My neighbor's son came through and their kids love beans, and there's just nothing but beans in here. It's just beans. This is one of the easiest crops I have to grow is beans. I highly recommend it. I like the pole beans. I do have bush beans growing. You can see the bush beans in between the pole beans. I have tomatoes that are green, new gardeners. My tomatoes are green. I'm pulling a couple of them, but a lot of them are still green. I'm not panicking, even though it's September the 4th, 2025. Your little tomatoes, like this, are red. These have blight, but they're still edible. Like, just because something has blight. But I really would like to encourage new gardeners out there, more than anything, and especially new, older gardeners. I really have, I've been gardening my whole life, but it wasn't until 2019 when I was able to retire. I had a baby at 51 and 55. Yes, I know. And when I decided to become a stay-home mom and call it retire, I started this garden. I planned this garden in 2019, not knowing what 2020 was going to bring us. And sold my Jeep, bought the wood that makes the raised beds because my soil is clay. You can see it's really kind of dry here, dry looking. We've had a little bit of a drought. It's clay with rock. It's really a kind of tough soil to work in. So I spent my money on buying the landscape timbers, building the beds. Now some of the landscape timbers are actually breaking down, but it's working. And I bought a ton of leaf compost, filled them up, and then somewhere along the line, I think I added in some what they call loam mix, which is a mix of topsoil and compost. And then I bought more composted leaves. So I've built these beds up. But what I'm just trying, I guess my point is even though I'm having technical difficulties and I have not posted, and I apologize to my subscribers, and I'd like to thank my subscribers. I know subscriptions don't cost you anything, but it means the world to me to know that there could be 30 people watching. Just don't give up. If you are getting older, don't give up. It's harder and harder to get down to these beds, but I still do it. I get a little stool and I get down and I just spend my days down there. The slight raising is just enough that when I sit, oh, the ground is wet. I probably shouldn't do this, but when I sit, my arms are at the right length. Right now, pulling weeds is a little tough. This was a wonderful move. I was making a bed. Go figure, right? And then I ignored it, went camping, and aggravated it. So they tell me I have to be a brace for 2 weeks. So you'll see me, if you see me during this time frame, hopefully it's nothing more than that. If it doesn't get better, then they go further, but right now this is where we're at. It seems to be getting better. It's hurting a little bit less and less. But just don't give up. Don't give up. I don't care what your age is. If you're 5 years old, or you're 99 years old, or 100 years old, or 104, don't give up. If you like being outside, if you like getting vitamin D, if you like the nice crispness of a garden. Ooh, I forgot about this. I'm growing something new this year. Red noodle beans. They're really cool looking. They taste all right. Yeah, they're a bean. Don't give up. So thank you for understanding my name change. I did not know weed was a restricted word. Well, I did, but I didn't think. And I had a comment that I deleted about, this isn't about marijuana. I can't help you. It was about weeds. There's very few words out there to describe weeds like the word weed. So thank you very much for watching. If you subscribe, thank you very much. I'm guessing that if you subscribe, you like gardening channels. I will try to show you something. I like to show you weeds, just to identify them, because I find that most channels don't identify weeds. They might talk about their struggles with them, but they don't really get into depth on what they are. So I'd like to keep continuing on talking about weeds. But like all my videos, it's just come visit me in the garden. Come visit me. Let me talk to you. And I hope I can inspire you just to keep going. Keep going. Don't give up. There's days where I think I hit the slump too in the summer, where you're just kind of like tired. You've been keeping up with it all summer. You got the plants going. Now you're struggling in the kitchen trying to keep your harvest, because I'm a vegetable and fruit gardener and herb gardener. So the dehydrator's going all the time. My crock pot's going all the time to make tomato sauce. I'm chopping things. Chopping things has been fun, to get them to go into the freezer. So I'm trying to get all these things done so that I can save the food that I've spent all this time growing. And I save the food because even though my family is not a family of vegetable eaters, I am. They're not. I at least have them. So I can put onions in things. Even though my onion harvest wasn't great this year. It was okay. It wasn't great. I can put tomatoes. Oh, they love the tomatoes. They love no, wrong. They love the tomato sauce. You put tomato sauce on their noodles that they love. I can put herbs and spices in things. I can give them an apple. I can put a little bit of peach puree into their juice, and they don't know it. So, but my kids are young too, so. And I can grow loofah sponges that we can use in the house for cleaning. I especially like them now that we went camping with them. I'm really liking the loofah, because if it gets icky and dirty, I don't have to feel guilty about throwing that out. It's a natural sponge. I'm growing myself zucchini. There's zucchini in here. Different types. a green, they're winter squash, summer squash. But I can eat them. I can grill them up for myself. I can dehydrate them and powder them and throw them in things. The kids have no idea what's in pancakes half the time. They just go, pancake color looks funny. I'll go, well, I used a different mix today, you know. This one just does a little different mix. So you get there. There are some things that I'm going to be doing next year. I showed you the butterflies. We're doing the monarchs. I usually don't do a video where I'm talking to my camera, which is, okay, it's strange for me, but I'll do it. I have a small little garden. I actually talked my husband into, we're having a landscaper come. Not to get landscaping done, by the way. But he's going to bring one of those machines. What do you call it? I don't know. I'll probably tape it when he comes. I'm thinking a backhoe, but it's not a backhoe. Just a little, skid steer. That's what it's called. He's going to have a little skid steer come. And the one thing that I really, really want to do this year is we have these beds under my pear tree, which were kind of the original 2018 beds that I had done. And as you can see behind me, these beds here, these metal beds, they're full of weeds. I have not tended to this in like 3 years. He's going to come along and we're going to try to pull the metal beds up and get these out of here. And my daughter has fallen in love with monarchs. We learned boys, we learned girls, we learned how to tell a chrysalis, we learned foods that they like, flowers that they like, we learned different types of milkweed. I use swamp milkweed. We have common milkweed in the back. So this little garden here that you see, I just opened the door. It's not very big. I think it's maybe 18 by 24. It came with the house. And it's in good shape, but these garden beds, they're all rotted. All this wood is rotted in here. Whoops, see if I can point the right way. All this wood is rotted. We had big planters in here that were all overgrown with weeds. Another bed I've been ignoring. I just used this to put my potatoes, but I moved my potatoes. And we're going to have him come in and I'm going to take those panels out and we're going to have him level this. And we're going to make this both a protected area for I have a vision, a protected area for monarchs, because you want to keep them away from wasps and praying mantis. And we had a beetle kill one of our caterpillars. So we're going to have a protected area, and then we're going to have an area for milkweed and all the things that caterpillars like. So this will be a pollinator garden. I just recently posted about the goldenrod. I think that's goldenrod. I have a big one right there. I didn't pull it out. I was leaving it because I want to get seeds from it now. So this garden will be gone. This whole section will be gone. That's not part of my main garden. So that we can't just have a little, we can use the pear tree as, which is in very bad shape, but it's my pear tree. It's got, if you saw another video, I pointed out the amount of woodpecker holes and stuff. But it's still going. I still got some pears. I was able to eat about 4 or 5 pears off of it. So these gardens will be gone. I'll have this for a play area or whatever, because it's a nice shady area in our yard. A lot of my yard is not shaded, so any shade area I can get is great. Even the kids, we had to put an awning up. I put a second swing set up just to put an awning up so that the kids could have a more of a shaded area. We were using under the crabapple tree, which is a great shade, but it wasn't quite big enough. And they kept hitting the crabapple tree with the swing, so it was a way to save the crabapple tree. So, more updates coming. Thank you very much for understanding my name change. I know I am not over 6 years old, but I will be there in another 1.5 years. So then it will be, the age will be true, but the amount of raised beds is true. So I'm gardening over 60 raised beds. So it is true. It may seem misleading, but I hope you forgive. I tried to do tending the garden. A lot of those phrases were taken already, those names. Maybe not specifically the name, but really close to it. I think there was tending a garden, or tending the garden was actually a .com. I didn't want to get close to that. So I figured gardening over 60 is a good way to get subscribers who like slower channels, who don't mind watching some weird person just clean a garden, get it ready, and talk to new people about just getting out there. Get out there and see the garden. So, and if you're wondering what happened to all the potatoes that were in there, I have not pulled them yet. They are at the point where they should be harvested. I'm just kind of leaving them in their pots for right now. We will come out here, and there's actually a volunteer sunflower. Let's see if you can see that. There's a volunteer sunflower growing in one of the pots. That's one of the first ones I'll harvest because the plants have completely died back. They have been in there more than 110 days. I have fertilized them. So this will be, my daughter loves, and my son love, taking the potatoes, dumping them in the wheelbarrow, looking for the potatoes and putting them, they don't like putting the dirt back, but they like searching for the potatoes. That's one of our favorite things to do. And I've mentioned before, I have wire worms, which are the little black click beetles. They will send holes through your potatoes, and nobody likes that. Nobody likes to eat a potato that has holes in it. So I grow my potatoes in raised in pots. Next year, I think I might be using these pots for the butterfly garden, and I will either buy new pots or come up with a different way to grow my potatoes next year. So, but I will keep growing potatoes. I've grown potatoes probably as long as I've grown tomatoes. I know that seems, no, that's normal. I mean, potatoes are just great little crops to grow. Who doesn't like a French fry? That's what I grow. Believe it or not, 90% of the potatoes we grow, we use for French fries. I just have a French fry cutter. I clean the potatoes off. We French fry cut them. I search to make sure we don't have wireworm damage. Again, because nobody likes wireworm damage. I parboil them, and then I put them in the oven. You know, I freeze them, then I put them in the oven and can cook them just like I would a store-bought. But there's nothing on them except maybe some olive oil. And maybe a little bit of salt, if I remember to put olive oil and salt on them. But I just freeze them on flat trays, wait till they're frozen, then put them in bags. So that's my recipe for French fries. Anybody out there that can't eat certain processed foods because they add things, I know so many people that have food sensitivities. If you make your own, and honestly, I think they taste better. But then, on the other hand, I am used to the taste of olive oil, so to me, my tongue doesn't taste anything different. I know some people would prefer vegetable oil or something to that flavor. So do what you want. It's your garden, and I will tell you that over and over again. It's your garden. Do what you want. Well, I got to go. My daughter's about to get off the bus, and my son is running happily down the driveway in only a diaper. So there he goes. I got to go catch up to him. All right. Have a great day. Thank you for understanding the name change. And I hope to see you around. I hope you subscribe if you like videos about gardening, even though this video was more about me talking. I don't usually talk on video. Most of the time I'll show you the garden more than I'll show you my face. So, but my kids will be in the video. My son helps me. My daughter helped me in the garden. Help might be a stretch of the word, but they do come out and I'm appreciative. So I love spending time with them. Okay, and we got to go get sister. She's got to get off the bus. Yes. He's not wearing pants. Sorry. All right. Take care. Happy gardening. Bye.